Magandang araw sa lahat. So today is July 1, 2024, no, around 5:41 p.m. Philippine time. So this is Berry of BerryOTreats.com. So in this video, we will be doing our usual weekly briefing video. So basically, titignan natin what happened with the markets, no, for the past previous trading week in the US market, crypto market, and Philippine market as well. Itakal din natin yan. So, basically ang goal din natin in this video is to become prepared, no, for the week ahead, no. Yung mga possible scenarios na pwede mangyari with the markets. So, let's get into it. Tignan natin muna yung nangyari last trading week in terms of economic data releases. So, last week, we experienced two major economic data releases. So, starting with the GDP growth rate, yung final estimate for Q1, 1.4%. Yung actual consensus is at 1.4%. So, in line with the expectations naman. So, on Thursday, actually, medyo tight yung naging trading range nung Thursday. Halos wala pa ring commitment from the buyers or sellers, from the bulls or the bears. And on Friday, dito gumalaw yung market talaga nung na-release yung core PCE data. So, yung core PCE data kasi yung ginagamit talaga ng Federal Reserve of US, no? Yung central bank ng US. So, 0.1% in line with expectation naman, but from the previous month, 0.3% yung as lower than the previous month yung core PCE natin. So, actually, for me, this is a sign na may disinflation na nangyayari and we are experiencing lower inflation, no? So, that's good for the market dahil it may influence the Fed na mag-cut na rin ng rates sooner or later. Actually, in the Philippines, no, the BSP also signaled na kakat na rin sila ng rates by around August. I'm not sure if tama ako. Correct nyo na lang ako if mali ako. But by the looks of it, the economic data releases nung last week, even personal spending is down versus the consensus. So, 0.2% yung personal spending versus the consensus of 0.3%. So, this is signaling everyone na this is a big sign na nagtatighten na ng belts yung mga tao and they are not spending money like the usual. So, 0.2% versus the consensus of 0.3%. So, personal income higher than expected. So, 0.4% yung consensus, 0.5% yung personal income, yung actual data. So, parang na-saving mode muna yung mga tao dahil na rin sa actual inflation na na-experience ng lahat. So, ano ba to? Are these good news? Good data? Yung inflation data, yung core PCE data, I think good news yan na 0.1%. But for the next month, I think tataas na naman yan due to higher oil prices. So personal spending, is this good news? For the equities market, this is good news. Dahil this is a sign na magkakaroon ng further disinflation dahil ayaw na rin mag-spend ng mga tao. There is a possibility na yun yung mag-take effect in the markets. But right now, ang bottom line is ano ba yung ginawa ng S&P 500 na mga indices natin on that news. So the S&P 500, smackto lang din actually, no, so quarterly end, no. Smackto Friday, may economic data release, which is the core PCE. So we don't know if this fake out is driven by a quarterly rebalancing. We don't know, but we shall see this week. If we move lower below the 540 level, that's a bad sign na parang pinaprice ng market na may possible reinflation talaga tayo may experience and maybe possible recession as well. We don't know. But ito yung key levels natin, 540 and then this gap area for the S&P 500. So looking at the bigger trading range, no, or this structure. So if we break below this gap support area, may possibility na maging bull trap to and we can move lower. So ulitin natin. So if maging bull trap to, this can be a bad sign for the markets. This can be a bad sign for the markets. Kasi failed moves creates big moves. Failed moves create big moves. So if we break below this CPI gap area, this is considered as a failed move. A failed move to break higher, to move higher. So that's the SPY. That's a SPY. So even the Qs, it got faded, tried to attempt to break all-time high levels, then got faded. Ang maganda lang with our SPY and our Qs is that we are still above the 10, 20, 50, 100-day moving average. And our key moving average configuration are all showing some signs of bulls are still in control. Diba? You have your uptrending 10, 20, 50, and 100, and 10 is above the 20, 20 is above the 50, and the 100. So okay, okay pa naman yung mga main index natin, yung mga market cap indices natin. So let's look at mid caps. Let's look at mid caps. So mid caps still inside this channel range or this channel trading range. So flirting near the key moving averages na 20, 50, 100, even the 10 and 100 day moving average. So halos nag-ano na siya, nagkakaroon na ng signs of indecision coming from all time frames. So ang kailangan na lang talaga nating makita for MDY, bear case obviously, if we move lower below the 530 level, there is a possibility na mag test ulit sa $500 mark yung mid caps natin. But overall, looking at the overall market structure, we are still on an early stage markup phase. So coming from this accumulation structure, nag-breakout sa all-time high, retested the 100-day moving average, this area, and then moved higher, nag-resist at the 554 level, and right now, testing the 100-day moving average again as support area. So dalawa lang yan. It's either we move higher, we break above the channel, that's the bull case. We move lower again below the 100-day, then mid caps will be weak again. So for the past few quarters actually on Q1 lang yung mid caps led the Q1 rally. So if you remember the Q1 rally, yung state up rally with the S&P 500 nung Q1, yung isa sa mga nagdala talaga yung mid caps, specifically SMCI, yung SMCI na stock. So right now, looking at SMCI, slightly weak yung structure na pinapakita niya sa atin. So signs of distribution is actually evident with SMCI, one of the main components of mid caps, the mid cap index or MDY. So if SMCI moves lower, then most likely bubuhatin or malalaglag na rin yung MDY natin. So looking at small caps, one of the actually the laggard of out of all indices. So below the all-time high level, yung all-time high niya is at 236. Hindi siya makaalis talaga dito sa trading range na to, yung 210 to $200 area. So maganda lang na nakikita natin right now for small caps, the Russell 2000 ETF is that we are above this channel. We are now above this channel. And actually, this pre-market session, we are up for IWM. So at the same time, we are above the 50-day moving average. We are also above the 20-day moving average. Yung green, blue line natin, even the red line. So maganda na nag-undercut and rally siya below this 100-day moving average. So di ba nga, failed moves create big moves. So if this failed move materialize, we can move higher with the small caps. So looking at the broader market, yung mga equal weighted indices natin. So looking at RSP, still inside this triangle trading range or this triangle pattern, di pa rin siya makaalis above the 20-day moving average, 'di ba? So bull case no for the overall market for the broader market for S&P 500 names. What you want to see is a break above this resistance trend line. So bear case is that if we have a candle close below the 100-day moving average or below this support trend line, then we might see or experience a broader market decline. No? So by the looks of it, this can be a market breadth measure again or market breadth benchmark. So medyo undecided pa rin talaga yung broader market natin by the looks of our RSP, even our equal weighted Qs. So equal weighted Nasdaq 100 tried to attempt to break all-time high as well nung Friday but got faded. But low volume breakout naman siya. So I think or low volume fake out. So maybe ano to not too significant fake out siya for me. So maganda na above the 10-day moving average pa rin siya. And we have our 10 above the 20, 20 above the 50 and the 100. Although 50 is still below the 100, but good sign na your 50 is inflecting to the upside and about to recross the 100-day moving average. So may possibility na we might see some rotation toward Nasdaq 100 names na non big cap tech names. So pwedeng may mga setups na nagma-manifest or materialize dyan. So seasonality wise, for the month of July, the 10-year seasonality for our equal weighted Qs. So 4.36 yung average performance, no? Yung 10-year average performance for the month of July. So we are expecting, no, based on statistical data, based on historical data, na we are gonna experience a rotation toward non-big cap tech names. So 4.36. So even RSP. So positive for the month of July. 100% of the time for the past 10 years, uh, for the month of July, RSP and equal weighted Qs did well. So in small caps, let's talk seasonality as well. So for the month of July, 78% of the time up yung small caps natin, yung Russell 2000 ETF natin. Giving us an average performance of 2.66%. So higher probability nga na we experience na increasing that probability na we might experience a rotation toward non-big cap names or non-big cap tech names. So July, for the month of July for mid caps, so 3.09% as well for mid caps, 100% of the time did well yung mid caps natin. So Qs as well for the month of July, actually outperforming equal weighted Qs. So versus equal weighted Qs na 4.36% yung average monthly performance for the month of July. Our market cap weighted Qs gives us a 5.28% average gain for the month of July. So 100% of the time for the past 10 years up yung Qs natin and equal weighted Qs. Even the SPY, yung S&P 500 natin, 100% of the time up yung SPY natin for the month of July. So that's our seasonality watch, no? So 3.78% yung average monthly gain for the month of July for S&P 500. Actually, seasonality wise, every start of Q3, may mga passive fund inflows kasi na nag-flow toward large cap names, no? Large cap names and some growth names. Some growth names. So may possibility nga na yun, we experience another rally up based on seasonality, but something to take consider lang din na may possibility pa rin tayo na magkaroon ng bull trap. We don't know. Maybe another geopolitical trigger. Wala tayong alam dyan. So we're just preparing for those scenarios. So in terms of internals, current internals gives us na we have 47.59% of stocks above their 20-day moving average. So nandun na tayo sa transition from an oversold market toward a balanced market. Nasa 50% na halos yung mga names na above their 20-day moving average. So short-term wise, we are recovering. So may mga short-term bulls na nagka-come in na nagiging aggressive. So looking at SPY-G, SPY-V, our ratio in terms of growth and value names, we can see that overall growth outperforms value, but on Friday, value outperformed growth. So in terms of mid caps, we are still at a balanced state. We are still ranging, but overall looking at our moving averages, our MA100 line, still uptrending. So growth outperforms value for mid caps as well. Same with SLY-G, SLY-V ratio. Although on Friday we experienced an outperformance with value names versus growth names, but overall, looking at the trend, growth outperforms value in the long run in small caps. So strategy dyan, if you want to just trade mid caps or large caps or small caps, even small caps, growth ang focus talaga. Growth talaga yung focus. So for mid caps, kahit growth names, value names, it doesn't matter. As long as may setup, I think okay naman. So let's talk about the upcoming economic data releases. So for this week, for Monday today, July 1, we will be having manufacturing PMI to be released 10 p.m. Philippine time. 49.1 yung consensus. So if higher than 50, that's gonna be a hawkish news. Maybe the market might sell off or experience some bearishness. So ang ayaw kasi ng market right now are strong economic data releases like higher PMIs, manufacturing PMIs, higher services PMI. Ang gustong makita ng market is a weakening economy. A weakening economy or slowing or cooling economy. So, basically ang punto kasi nun, if you have a slowing economy, a cooling economy, the Fed will cut rates. If the Fed transitions to an easing of monetary policy or an easing of their monetary policy, then mas magiging available yung credit, liquidity will be relieved, or there will be an increase in liquidity in the financial markets and in the real economy. So for Tuesday, Fed Chair Powell will be doing a speech 9:30 p.m. Philippine time. We don't know what's the main topic, but most likely another inflation or interest rate stuff, no. So JOLTS, job openings, labor data, 7.85 million yung consensus. So if higher than expected, then that's gonna be a hawkish news. So that's gonna be bad for equities. So Tuesday, July 2, yan yung main economic data releases natin. On Wednesday, half day lang yung market since in preparation for Independence Day, July 4. So services PMI yung may release on Wednesday, to be released 10 p.m. Philippine time, 10 a.m. Eastern time. So 52.5 yung consensus. What we want to see is a lower services PMI. So since the US economy is a services-based economy, if lower than the consensus yung lumabas, even lower than 50, then that's a big sign na nagko-cool down na economy talaga, no? So the Fed might step in and cut interest rates or the Fed funds rate. So FOMC minutes is to be released on a holiday, July 4, Independence Day. So may effect din yan in the markets. Maybe ang effect niyan is to be experienced on Friday, no? July 5. So along with the NFP print, non-farm payrolls, and unemployment rate. So ang gusto natin makita dyan is pwedeng in line with expectation, but unemployment rate, what we want to see is a higher unemployment rate. But I think based on experience, mas may effect yung NFP data. If lower than expected, maybe the market will rally. That will increase the probability for rate cuts. So kahit na medyo shortened trading week tayo, we will experience bombardment of economic data releases or high impact news. So let's look at macro data. So US 10-year nag-rally. Yes, US 10-year bond yield nag-rally nung Friday. So this is bad for equities. What we don't want to see is a break above this 50-day moving average. So higher bond yields will serve as a headwind for equities. That's bad for equities. So maybe ang gusto nating makita actually is a retest lang and then a resumption of a decline. So that's US 10-year. So DXY still strong, but on Friday and today we experienced some weakness for DXY. So a weaker DXY or weaker dollar is good for equities. So tong weaker dollar right now is most likely due to stronger euro. So natapos na yung election sa France. So the euro is actually rallying, no? Even gapped up today. So maybe isa yun sa mga effect for the DXY, no? Yung stronger euro. So that's DXY. What we want to see is a break below this 20-day moving average. Much better if it breaks below the 50-day moving average. So looking at USD PHP, actually showing some signs of weakening of the dollar na rin. So peso re-strengthens noong Friday and on Thursday. So parang nag-fake out na rin siya. So this is the box pattern. Nag-breakout, creating a double top bull trap. So right now, for the first time, no, we experienced this full candle close below the 20-day moving average. So for many months, since March, hindi tayo nag-close below the 20-day moving average. A full candle close below the 20-day moving average. So may change in character tayo na-experience in USD PHP. So may possibility na, mag-weaken yung dollar for this month of July. So we don't know. That's just a possibility. So let's look at US oil, one of our inflation marker or inflation benchmark. So start of June, nag-bottom siya at 72, 75, 72, 72.80. End of June, it ended 12% from this bottom, from this swing low to this swing high. So 12.28% to be exact. Actually, this is a bad sign, no, for inflation since US oil is the most used commodity. So may probability or possibility na for the month of July, we might experience a higher CPI, higher PPI, even higher core PCE. Generally, higher inflation based on the data in US oil, yung movement ng US oil. So ayaw natin na umangat yung US oil, no? Ayaw natin na umangat yung US oil. So what you want to see, no, for stocks to trend higher, move higher, is a decline in US oil. A decline in US oil and a decline in the dollar. So next, let's look at gold. So looking at gold, still in the range, hindi pa rin siya makaalis dito sa trading range na yan. So in terms of emerging pattern, looks like a head and shoulder pattern, giving us this left shoulder, this head, and then this two right shoulder. So showing some signs of distribution na yung gold natin. Gold is a geopolitical marker or geopolitical trigger or benchmark or a leading signal basically. So if you have gold rallying, most likely may possible geopolitical risk na na-experience yung market. So what we want to see for gold is to move lower, no? Para to increase that possibility na wala na masyadong geopolitical risk. But medyo pangit yan for my precious metal name. So I still have KGC, yung swing trade natin from last week. So for this pre-market session, I am up by around $976, around 50k pesos. So that's my current this is my current portfolio. I still have KGC. So I sold off last week. I still have Chewy and NU. So that's my current positions, no, just to update everyone. So for silver, it's still retesting this previous multi-year high or multi-year resistance as support, as support. So what you want to see for silver, no, if you are trading gold miners, precious metal mining names, what you want for silver to do is to move higher, close above the 20-day moving average. So that's silver. Hindi siya tulad ng gold na parang geopolitical risk event leading signal. Maybe more of industrial metal trigger tong ano, more of industrial metal benchmark yung silver. Pagka-speculative din yung silver. High volatile name siya. Highly volatile name siya. Let's look at Mag 7 index. So it got faded din no Friday. So majority of the decline from last week came from Amazon, came from Meta, even Microsoft, even Microsoft, Apple, and Google. So big declines in the Mag 7 names. So parang yung big declines na yan is dahil dun sa ano, sa rebalancing, end of quarter rebalancing. So this is actually a good sign for me. As long as it's above the 10-day moving average, yung mga Mag 7 names natin, I think okay pa naman. So out of all the Mag 7 names, Nvidia yung pinaka humihina ngayon. So even moving lower right now this pre-market session, negative 1.89% this pre-market session. So stay away muna from Nvidia. Maybe antay muna tayo ng much better structure. So most likely baka gawin niya, mag-create na naman siya ng another 2-month, 1-month base, no? Just like nung March to April consolidation structure. So maybe ganun ulit yung gagawin niya. So right now, stay away muna from Nvidia, no? So Meta still not breaking above the all-time high level. So parang nag-resist siya at this 529 level, 523 level. Then right now, moving lower. So rebalancing, most possibly. Rebalancing sell-off, most possibly. As long as above the 20-day moving average, I think okay pa naman yung Meta natin. So for Tesla, I think it's transitioning to to another markup phase. So coming from this distribution structure, with this strong markdown right now, it's creating this inverse head and shoulder pattern. Inverse head and shoulder pattern, giving us this multiple left shoulder, giving us this head, this big right shoulder, or multiple right shoulder, whatever you want to uh, call it, or how to look at it. Bottom line, nahanap niya yung nahanap niya yung niya, yung support niya at 150. Nag-reaccumulate, nag-accumulate. Right now, about to break above the $200 mark, which is essentially round number. No? So that's a significant round number area. So may possibility din naman na mag-consolidate, mag-tighten at this level, no? Or maybe move lower again, maybe retest again the 50-day moving average. So right now, just be open, no, for the possibility na mag-move higher yung Tesla. But right now, since nasa resistance level ka, no touch muna siya. Maybe wait for a pullback. Maybe wait for a pullback or a better consolidation structure at the resistance level. So that's Tesla. For Microsoft, still moving higher, still near the 10-day moving average. But mukhang nag-pop na yung wedge na nakikita natin. So looking at the 2-hour time frame, even the 1-hour time frame, mukhang nagkaroon na ng wedge pop. So next support level will be most likely at the 20-day moving average, no? 20-day moving average. So at the 440 level or 438 level. So kung tutumbukin yan, yung pullback na yan. So that's Microsoft. Apple still consolidating after this multi-day momentum move. Yung all-time high breakout from this multi-month range, or actually this is a 1-year range. So after its all-time high breakout, nag-consolidate siya. Right now, below the 10-day moving average, no? So I have Apple as well. Actually, I'm at a loss, or medyo talo pa tayo at Apple, or still on a drawdown. So may stops is at 210, 210. May risk for this trade is at around $500 or $600 mark. So if it does not reclaim 212 level, no, by around 11 p.m., 12 a.m., or ng around 1 a.m. ng madaling araw, maybe bebenta ko na siya, tong Apple. So lastly, Google. About to test the 10-day moving average again. So we experienced a sell-off nung Friday. Right now, about to test the 10-day moving average. So maybe mag-ano din siya, mag-retest. So coming from this box continuation pattern, maybe it's gonna retest, test the 20-day moving average, and this previous resistance turned as support. So that's a possibility, buy on dip opportunity. So that's our Mag 7 names. So let's look at sectors. So looking at sectors for last week, tech outperformed all sectors, no? Utility sector last week experienced a big decline, 2.29%. So next top performing sector is comm sector, consumer discretionary sector, and real estate sector. No, so stay away from utilities, from materials and consumer staples for now. Pwede rin siya mag-counter rally, mag-mean revert, we don't know. But for me, for sectors, ang gusto ko, yung mga sectors na nagtitrade above the 10 and 20 day moving average. So ito lang yung mga sectors na above their 10 and 20 day moving average. XLC, XLY, real estate sector, and energy sector. Yan lang yung mga names na pwedeng hanapan ng momentum plays and swing plays for me. So looking at market groups, so semicon still leads all market groups, all industry groups. But right now, it's below the 10-day moving average. So for me, medyo risk off muna tayo in this sector or in this industry group. So for other names, for other industry groups, pharma is doing good, IPO names are doing good. So maybe ang gumagalaw sa IPO names are NU. So I have NU as well. I have NU. So all-time high breakout yan, yung NU. So ARM, Hood, I think doing good as well. So ARM, I think, nagpo-pull back siya. Hood, doing good, pulling back to the 20-day. Duolingo, Kava is doing good as well. So in pharma name, Eli Lilly is still above the 20-day moving average. So other names, so straight, di naman straight up, but parang staircase, upward movement yung Eli Lilly. So nabenta natin to at 860. We just traded this continuation pattern. So ganun talaga eh. Diba? Ganun talaga. So blockchain, also at the top 10 but below the 10-day moving average. So internet, cybersecurity names are, I think, interesting industry groups. Even cloud computing names are interesting industry groups. So Vice or yung mga Bisho na industry groups are doing good. Although hindi pa naglo-load yung ating top components, but you can look it up, yung internal components ng Vice ETF. So for last week, regional banks is outperforming. AI names are outperforming. Mga robotics names are outperforming. Transpo names are also doing good. Transpo Group is also doing good last week. So, eto, nandito talaga yung movement to. Cloud computing, internet, cybersecurity, and blockchain, and even IPO. So, last week, we experienced a counter rally in blockchain names. So, Solana counter rallied, Bitcoin counter rallied, dahil na rin nahanap niya yung support niya at 60K. So, ayun, maybe you can look for setups in these sectors or industry groups, no? So, that's our industry groups. Stay away from China names. Stay away from China names and home builder names. So, even broad China names or yung mga non-tech related China names are also declining. So, steel producers last week are doing good, no? So, 1.26% up last trading week. So, may nakikita talaga tayong rotation, no? May nakikita tayong rotation. So, ayun. That's our industry groups, our sector watch. So, let's proceed with our local index, local market. So, still below this resistance trend line, still below this channel. Still below this channel. So, for last week, actually last week, it broke below the 6.4 level, tong significant support structure, no? Yung 6.4 level, but reclaimed. So for me, yun nga, no, as I've discussed, failed moves create fast moves. So most likely we will break above this resistance trend line given na umangat din or lumalakas yung peso kontra dollar. So pwedeng mangyari dyan, bumalik yung mga foreign investors. That's a possibility. Next resistance area is at this 100-day moving average. So tutumbukin niya at 6,600. So that's our local index. Some setups I'm looking at MWC. So creating this flag, maybe I'm just gonna sell it at 30 pesos. So it's just a quickie trade. Another name I'm looking at is ASEN. Maybe I'll just wait for a buy on dip opportunity for ASEN. So it resisted at 5 peso area. So once it breaks above, a clear break above 5 pesos, magkakaroon ng board lot change. It might trigger some buying again or buying action. So we don't know. But by the looks of it, ASEN is transitioning to another test of this 5.55 resistance area. So that's the two names lang na ibibigay natin. So ICT, tignan nyo na lang. Same setups with MWC. For Bitcoin, looking at Bitcoin, tignan natin yung ating watch list. So actually, Big 4 lang yung tinitignan natin eh. So still inside this constructive base. So every after having Bitcoin having usual action talaga is a reconsolidation, a consolidation, reaccumulation structure, or a pullback. So seasonality wise for Bitcoin, 10-year seasonality, on average for the month of July, negative 8.32% yung Bitcoin. So given that ito yung pinapakitang seasonality na data, no? 10-year seasonality lang yan, but much better na 15-year, 20-year, but I think significant enough naman na to, tong data na to. So tignan natin yung BTC na lang, no? Since kulang hindi siya 10-year, hindi siya 10-year. um, seasonality. Hindi siya 10-year data. So let's look at the market cap. So let's look at Bitcoin market cap. So for the month of July, 50% of the time, doing good or did good or performed well yung BTC natin. So 2.12% on average yung performance ng BTC. So ayun, biggest down month for the month of July or down month for the month of July is yung 2022 July down move, 37%. So that's BTC, BNB. So tignan natin BNB na lang. Yan, BNB. So 10-year seasonality, negative 11% on average, no, yung BNB natin. So 14% of the time lang siyang up. So that's BNB. So let's look at ETH market cap. So looking at Ethereum for the month of July, most of the time down din siya, giving us an average of negative 11%. Negative 11%. So okay, nabubulol tayo. Medyo natuto yung lalamunan. So looking at Solana. So actually, na-release lang yan no 2020. So seasonality wise, for the month of July, we might experience further decline for Solana. Okay, so based on seasonality, Bitcoin or crypto markets will decline. So seasonality lang naman yun. So let's be open for the scenario na we might move lower. Pwede rin mag-undercut and rally, no, or undercut and reclaim. So that's a possibility, no. But for now, since we are below the 100-day, 50-day, 20-day moving average, ang main bias talaga natin for Bitcoin is to go short, no? And other crypto names is to go short, scalp those constructive shorts, no? But since we are on a 10-day trading range, antay muna tayo ng better confirmation, no? So for me, if I want to short BTC, I want a break below this resistance level. So if I want to short Bitcoin, no, for that possibility na magkakaroon tayo ng undercut na scenario or undercut event, break below the support, again, no, for the 60K level, dito ako sa confirmation na break below 62K. So that's BTC and crypto markets. So I think okay naman na. Tapos na tayo doon sa mga kailangan nating i-tackle. I hope na na-update ko kayo. I'm not gonna be talking about stock picks or whatever. But we're just gonna be looking at industry groups, the overall market. So in summary, no, we'll be experiencing many economic data releases, high impact news this week. So be prepared for that volatility, no? Be prepared for that volatility. So in terms of performance, in terms of markets, still equities will most likely outperform crypto this month of July based on seasonality and based on what we are seeing with our macro benchmarks and even price action, no? And even yung current market structure, mas constructive yung equities, specifically US equities. So in Philippine markets, may mga selective few setups na nag-emerge like ICT, MWC, and ASEN. So just look for some setups in the Philippine market. I think meron naman. So ayun, I hope na na-update ko kayo. I hope na nakapagbigay ako ng value sa inyo. So if you like this video, please like this video. If hindi ka pa nakapag-subscribe, please subscribe, no? It will mean a lot. It will be greatly appreciated. If may questions ka, just put it in the comment section below. No? So if you want to learn more from me, if you want to learn thematic and catalyst-based swing and momentum trading in equities, US equities, and Philippine equities, you can go to my site, berriotrades.com, no? May mga free resources tayo dyan. You can avail my services if you want to. Hindi ko naman kayo pinipilit. But, ayun, you can contact me in my official page as well. So, see you on the next video. I hope na nakapagbigay ako ng value sa inyo. See you again. Goodbye, God bless, and good luck on your trades. Ciao.